to Impact Africa, our online talk show where we get to have conversations with people and organizations who are impacting lives positively. And yes, this is me, Kemi Akiode Adebayo, aka Mama K. And in today's program, I've got a very passionate, resilient, young, beautiful, could I go on? A lady, a mother, a devoted mother, and a loving wife by the name of Mrs Sandy Pekeur-Sandy. She is the founder and director of South African Society of Hope, SASH, and they are based in Cape Town, the Western Cape of South Africa. And yeah, they did so much in the community. So Sandy, it was a bit. Let's start with that. Welcome to Impact Africa.
Thank you so much.
How are you today?
Very excited, beyond excited.
I can see, and I love the smile always. Let's start with the name first.
Yes.
Sandy, I know Pekeur is your maiden name.
Yes.
And Sandy is your married name.
I know.
Sandy, how did that happen?
I think more it's of the universe connection. I mean, my poor husband, Mark Sandy. But we met, how many years ago? 21 years ago.
Wow.
And when we met, I didn't even know his surname was Sandy.
So when he told you, what happened?
I just went silent and I just carried on. I think 3 months down the line, he only realized, oh no, it's a whole Sandy thing. But married for 18 years,
Wow.
Together for 21 years,
Awesome.
Still going strong. And yeah, it's a Sandy thing.
There you go. So tell us a little bit about yourself before
Sure.
Mr. Sandy
Okay.
whisks you into his
Oh, wow.
home. So parents, your
Yes.
parents, what position are you in your family?
Oh, wow.
Where were you born?
I was born up country. They call it in Afrikaans the Platteland.
Okay.
The beautiful, beautiful mountain background, Montagu. So people will, when you say Montagu, people think it's Montagu Gardens. No, it's not Montagu Gardens. It's Avalon Springs, the hot baths. That's Montagu, the Langeberg. So born in Montagu, were in school there. Parents, my dad was a school principal. We first stayed in Ashton, which is a close little dorpie in upcountry. And then from there moved to Montagu. I was at Montagu High School, and then from there I
So was
moved
that the
to Cape
school
Town.
your dad was the principal of?
No,
because that was a big,
wait. You're gonna have a giggle now. You're gonna have a giggle.
Okay.
I'm the youngest of three
okay.
siblings.
All
So I
right.
have my brother, Dr. Sean Pekeur. He's the eldest. Then I have my sister, Almeen Pekeur, and then of course it's Sandy Pekeur. So I was the youngest. Now my dad worked, I think, 42 years as a teacher, and then he became a principal, and he was a principal at H. Fenter Primary in Ashton. And you know what? I was in my dad's class. The same like my brother, the same like my sister. We were all in my dad's class for geography. And when you, the principal teacher, no. We got hit by a cloth. I'm sorry for that. All good. But no, we were all treated exactly the same. And from there, my mother was extremely passionate with the community, the church, the Fiji K Church. In Afrikaans is VGK Kerk.
Right.
We were in church bazaars. Most of the time my mom made bombies, that sugar thing, and we will have chicken in the smell of bombies, literally. But my mom and my dad was very passionate for the community, and this is where I also feel it's rubbing off me.
Definitely.
Because mom did a lot of events and functions. She was in the community doing her soup kitchens. Same with my dad. I was there, and because I was the youngest, I experienced a lot with my parents, because the age difference between me and my brother is like 14, 15 years.
Oh, really?
And my sister is about 8 or 9 years. Only like...
So you almost didn't come. They wanted you as the baby for their house. For their old age.
Something like that. But I was the lot Lamiki in Afrikaans. And I feel I had major bond with my parents, because I was the youngest. I didn't have lots of bonding with my brother and my sister though, because they were in university and Technikon. So I was there when my mom used to do everything. The baking, the cooking, the bazaars, the functions, my dad's school events, everything. I was there. That's why I keep on saying what they were doing in the community. It rubbed off me because I love doing events. I love community. I love doing all the soup kitchens. I love doing that.
Interesting.
And with us, and I like to share this with upcountry people, they like to share. I mean, I will say to you, you can't stay without having food right now. And I will end up making the whole shebang for you, roast chicken, rice, the whole shebang. But we love to share whatever we have. I mean, if I have only a piece of bread, I will share that with you. So we are very shareable people, and I'm grateful for that because I love to share. Watch my butter chicken.
I can't wait. So I will make sure before we leave here today, we're going to have something.
Butter chicken, exactly.
The butter chicken. So that's what you recommend.
Sure.
So tell us a little bit. So how did you get to Cape Town from Montagu?
How did I get from Cape Town to Montagu? Obviously, because I matriculated in Montagu, but my passion was food, funny enough, because of my mom. My mom made the most amazing milk tarts and vet cook and curry brawn and all of those things. And I studied home economics. But you know, when you're young, you first say, no, I don't want to do this. I first wanted to be a marine biologist, but Lord, I can't swim to save my life. Then my mom says, you know what, go into food. You like food and stuff. And because my mom is the baker, why not? So I studied food service management at Cape Technicon, Granger Bay. I studied there for 3 years, and from there I moved on to, you know, when you have to do your experiential training to old age homes, the Radisson Hotel, the Villa Via. So I did my thing. And then from there I just explored going into events. But you know what? That little seed that was planted, it always comes back to you, which we will share.
Also, so now let's go to your NPO, non-profit organization, the South African Society of Hope, SASH, you know, for short. How, when, and what made you to start that?
It started in 2014, but you know what? I was in corporate for so long. I was in publishing for 8 years. And then I went over to, publishing and corporate at the same time. So in total, I was in corporate for 15 years. But doing the CSI in the company, that was a little eye-opener for me because the need is huge. I mean, yes, you can help today, but what about tomorrow? And I actually went into where I worked the Monday morning, and this is bizarre. Without deciding what I want in life, I just went the Monday morning to work and I said to my boss, I'm going to quit my job. With no backup, with no nothing. I just want to quit my job. But you know what? There was a reason why I had to quit my job. Because my mom fell ill. And my mom fell ill in the same period. But you know, when you're so excited, because you quit your job, you got your pension money out. This is Sandy. I just blew it on my parents and my husband and my wife. But that was, you know, there's a sign for everything. And my mom and my son is born, well, it's the same birthday, which is April. My mom is the 11th and my son is the 2nd of April. And I treated them to 5-star hotel for that weekend. And we bonded. Me and my mom went for our manis and pedis and we had spa treatment and stuff. And then my mom got ill in June. She had a pain in her ankle and a few days later, her skin was just erupting. Oh no. But she was diabetes. So in that period, remember, I just gave up my job. I was there for mom. So I had to drive my mom and dad up from up country to the hospital. She was in Panorama Hospital, Newlands Clinic, back and forth. And then she just gave up on life. And she passed on the 29th of November. And you know what? We buried my mom the 5th of December. And I always get emotional.
It's okay.
Because on the 5th of December, I did a feeding for 1,500 children. And I had nothing. Absolutely nothing. 5th of December, I buried my mom. 8th of December was the actual Christmas feeding for the children in retreat. The 6th of December, messages and messages came through. People supporting it. And from that day onwards, I said to myself, I will not give up on hope because there's a reason for everything. And this is why I'm moving forward in life, because what my parents pass on to me, I want to pass it on to my son. And once there's hope, anything as possible. Yes, sorry. I just get so emotional when I touch on my parents.
Yeah, I know. And you recently lost your dad not too long ago as well. You said, yeah. But they're watching over you.
Oh, yes, I believe that.
Yeah, they're your angels.
I believe that.
And like you said, you know, you were so close to them.
Extremely.
So you were the one who was there most of the time.
Yes.
So it's understandable, you know, that you will feel like the way you feel.
But it's a tough one, eh?
Very tough. We'll be right back. We'll be right back. Sandy, I know before the break, you know, we touched on, you know, your journey from being born in Montagu to growing up, you know, with your parent as the youngest child of 3 siblings, and you studying, you know, food service management. And then finding your way to Cape Town.
Yes.
And I guess along the way meeting Mark, your husband.
Mr. Sandy.
And and then getting married. And you've been married for 20...
No, we together
18. Together for 21 years.
Yes, married
for 18.
Yes.
Wow. That was a long courtship, huh?
I know.
We'll talk about that one another day. So now you started in 2014.
Yes.
You know, most people will call it impulsive. You know, you just saying, you know what, I'm leaving my work to go look after my mom, you know, and so on, because she had an illness. And sadly, she passed on, you know, which I know is still something that is still really, really deep for you. But, you know, you're leaving a legacy, you know, I believe. So let's go now to SASH, you know, the South African Society of Hope. What do you actually do? And what is the vision and mission for you? And what projects have you done in the past? What is the success rate? You know, well, not success rate, but how have you been, you know, in terms of how's the journey been, you know, for you?
The journey, it was tough in the beginning because people need to actually know who you are. And I always, when I have a chat with family or friends and they ask the question that you are asking, I must actually take a step back and saying, being in the corporate life actually prepared me for doing the community work. Because remember, I was this young girl coming from up country, studied, started working. Your self-esteem is low. You need to actually find yourself, your character, your dress code, that type of thing. But you know what? Corporate life actually prepared me for doing the community work. Because once you actually go out there asking for donors and sponsorship, you need to dress the tea. You have to look good. From the heels to the tight jeans, I'm telling you, you need to look good. Because it's all about presentation and showing you're professional and showing that you're out there. Because you're making a name for yourself, literally. So yes, we started in 2014, registered in 2015. We were 3, then we were 1, then we were 3, and then we were 1, and then we're moving up and down, and we have board members and up and down. I'm extremely blessed that I have amazing board members that they don't want to be mentioned, but I have my dearest brother, which is a doctor. His name is Dr. Pekeur-Sandy. He's been extremely supportive, and he's a doctor and academic. And he's been traveling all over. He's been in Bahamas and Saudi Arabia, Durban, etc., etc. And for him having for passing that support to me, especially when it comes to academic, it's actually very good for the NPO. So we started off slow, but we actually picked up momentum. And we started having different projects, because take note, when you have an NPO, you can't just focus on food. You need to do different things, and you need to feel. I mean, there's the youth, there's women empowerment, there's gender-based violence, there's disabilities, etc. So where we at with our projects at the moment is we're touching on a lot of things. And collaboration means a lot. What I've experienced in the past 7 years, and yes, we're running for 7 years now, there's a lot of jealousy among non-profit organizations. They don't like to share. Now, I'm that type of person. I'm in your face. And yes, if you like me or not, if you like to share, that's fine. But you know what? Let's collaborate, because I can have rice and you can have soya mince. Or you can have vegetables, but I can have rice. Together, that ingredients provide a pot of food. And we're all focusing on the same, which is community work. That is the main key. And our vision is to support to collaborate. We do food empowerment, we do disabilities, we do education, which is where Dr. Sean is coming in. That is our vision that we implemented. We have our projects called, of course, Nosh for Josh in aid of disabilities and autism. Then we have Slice of Love, which you do remember, and that we've collaborated with our young gen, Mr. Laik Tofa. Amazing son. I'm calling him my son right now because he is, I love the energy. And it's not only because I'm the 4th of October and he's the 9th of October, meaning we Libra, but there's a connection and we like what we are doing. We OCD, ECD,
both
the
on
whole
the
shebang.
same page.
Both on the same page.
And I think what you said there with the jealousy, even though I don't think most NPOs plan on being like that or envying each other,
they
but
want
because
to protect.
They're protecting or there's less money out there. But like you said, the more you collaborate and network with others, the more you can say, you know what, I can bring this. Why don't you allow me to?
And it's not all about money and funding. It's to do with supplies. That is actually what a community, an NPO is all about. It's about supplies.
Correct.
You have vegetables, rice, soya. This is how we come together.
Correct.
So yes, we have Nosh and Josh in aid of disabilities. We have the Slice of Love that we partner with or collaborate with the Laik Tofa Foundation, where we make 5,000 sandwiches per month. Then we have a meal in a bag, and it's called the Courage to Act. We've made about 3,500 meal in a bag, and we started last year in June.
Wow.
And basically, it's 2 cups of rice and soya and salt, and it feeds a family of 4. So rice and soya, if any donations, we would love that, because we actually distributed to the airline last year when there were the problem in Durban. Remember that?
Yes,
we sent off with Flight SAF
that was horrible.
500 meal in the bags. Just like that. And that was in July, actually, I think it started. But we sent out the meal in a bag is a huge campaign for us. So we've sent off and distributed about 3,500 already. And then we have the Pot of Hope, which is now a collaboration again with Kitchen of Kindness. And they're based in Zikufle, and her name is Rhoda. And what we do is, in a way where we're collaborating, and this is how we're going in a triangle. We have the Laik Tofa Foundation, we have Rhoda, which is Kitchen of Kindness, and S is Society of Hope. So whatever we have amongst us three, she makes the pot of food, and I love doing the traveling. Rhoda always laughs, and she says, gosh, if Sandy has fuel donation and they give her a life supply of fuel, do you know how many countries she will go to? Not cities or dorpies or from the southern suburbs. She will go countries. Because this is what I am. I love collecting from that side, going to this side. When somebody says, Sandy, I've got baby clothing, boom, I will go there. And the thing is, you have to be active in your community. Yes, sometimes social media is the key, but being active in the community means a lot. Like, I love doing my work in Kalich. I love being in Dove, love being in Zikufle, Grassy Park, etc. I love those areas because this is where you're getting your support. So whatever I have, I will share with you, vice versa. And that's what you call collaboration. It doesn't mean I want your database. Right? I don't want your...
what some people have.
Correct. I don't want your database. I'm here to pass on what I have. So if you want to share with me, perfect. But I know where my heart is.
So you're more or less there to complement what the others are doing.
Correct.
So now let's go on to, what we started with in terms of you starting up an NPO and, the fact that it's not been easy at the beginning and you've, over the years you've learned, So what tips would you give anyone that wants to start up a similar kind of NPO, but maybe focusing on different mission? What, that you've learned over the years that you'll say, you know what? Do this, avoid that, don't do that, don't do that. Well, share any tips.
Definitely.
Life lessons,
Best, you start your non-profit organization, make sure that it's registered. I know sometimes people wait for that NPO to be registered, but I feel, get your name out there. Because people need to know, there's SASH, and yes, it's AKA SASH, S Society of Hope, but be out there. Go from one area to another area. When there is functions for NPOs, or when other organizations is having events or feeding, be there. Show that you are there. If it means you don't have anything, but show your support. Dish up a plate of food. Show you active. You know how much... how much that feeling is when you dished from that pot of food into a little boat. It's so comforting knowing I'm feeding somebody that didn't have food. And you know, I must touch on this. For those people that stand in the queues, it takes guts for them to actually stand in that queue. Because I mean, it's vulnerable people that don't have food, but it takes guts to them to actually not say, but actually being there, I don't have food. And you know what? Food,
because at the end of the day, they still have pride. They still have their own pride.
Been there, seen it, experienced it.
Like, so but like you said, it does take God.
And you know, food is love. It fills that tummy. It helps with the brain, the mind, the activity, the body. It does that. And with SASH, we started off slow, but we didn't get any funding in the beginning. And when we had the pandemic, I mean, the pandemic is still there. That was in 2020. It just went a 360-degree turn for us, just like that. And we did work with Mayor Dan Plato, where we actually had to deliver COVID relief hampers. We did over 7,000, I think. We distributed on behalf of Mayor Dan Plato, Certificate of Cape Town. We were in communities that we never knew. And we were working with an organization called Woman to Woman, with Florence and Hanley and all of them. It was so nice partnering with another organization, but fulfilling a need that is huge. And that's why I'm extremely grateful for City of Cape Town and Mayor Dan Plato and Jermaine Andrews and her whole team for allowing us to be part of that project and sharing the love and going out there and do what we need to do. I mean, it was a 360-degree turn for us. We were in communities in the heart of the pandemic. Not once we got sick. It's like you're doing God's work. And you're going in by faith. You're going in by faith no matter what. I mean, one of my dear colleagues, Gabriella, she got mad. A window got smashed when we were doing a delivery. But at the same time, there were so many things happening. But we went into the communities by faith. And when you have that faith and you have strength and you have hope, I mean, every day is a new day where you say, thank God I'm alive. Thank God I breathe. Thank God I can wake up and do what I need to do. And you will think, gosh, Sandy, you got so much energy. Where do you get that energy from?
I know, right?
It comes with a cup of coffee, like 4 or 5 of them. You know, you wake up early in the morning, have your moment. In the evening, when Sandy's tired, that's when Sandy did her work. Yes.
You know
and
what?
you know, it's,
We'll be right back, because me and you, we can talk. I've been told we need to have a short break, so we'll be right back.
Sure.
Wow, so much you're doing there, which I believe is a calling upon your life.
Yes.
And like you said, going into those communities, by faith, and the tips and, you've given to anyone that might want to start up a new NPO, registering, getting your name out there, partnering, with others,
yes.
Because that's what you've been doing and being active,
yes.
Out there. So now let's come back to Sandy now.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yes.
So what personal qualities do you think you have, yes, that has helped you to do some of what you're doing? This is not about you showing off, but something that people will, we want them to know that you need to have, certain
yes.
qualities that will allow
True.
you, to carry on.
Yes.
Like you said, people will ask you, where do you get this energy from? So is it you have to be, you have to have strength, you have to have, what qualities, and then what motivates you? Yes. What motivates you to do what you're doing?
I think my biggest quality is my passion.
Okay.
My passion for helping and sharing and giving, like again, going back to my parents, going back to our country, we always like to share, and that's my passion. And having that passion, it brings hope, having the faith and moving forward. And I mean, yes, I have my moments when I'm just down, and you have your motivation that's just went downhill, but you have to uplift yourself. And when you have that WhatsApp message, Sandy, do you have food? Or Sandy, we need this. I mean, you can't stop. There's always, no. It's a constant need. The need is so huge
that you can't afford to, have a pity party for yourself, but to go out there because the need is strong.
We've been in several areas in one day. I mean, Sandy's in Hanover Park, then she's in Retreat, then she's in Grassy Park. And it's funny enough, my dear friend Gabriella, she also helps with the social media, etc., etc. We did a check-in just for one day, just to see where we're all going. And the end of the day, it was quite weird because we went to different areas. We were going in circles, but we checked in here. And it's like, wow.
I think we go that, far.
You're going that extra mile. And you know what? What I love and what makes my day, and it happens all the time, when you serve that food and that person says, thank you. Oh,
or even smiles.
Gosh.
Gives that smile.
Especially children, that touches me a lot, knowing that little bit of food that you just dished in that styrofoam foam bucky made a difference in that elderly or adult or that child's life for that day.
Wow. Whew,
I know.
a lot there. And I know we won't be able to finish, the episodes, the whole talk today.
Yes.
So we're definitely going to be back to see you. So I hope you will want to have us back.
Yes, absolutely.
But before we finish, I want to just check with you.
Sure.
That's my final question is about, I know you're doing a lot to, feed, in terms of food security, the Nosh for Josh, in terms of people with special needs and so on. And I know definitely you're passionate about autism.
Yes.
And there's a lot you're doing to raise awareness, of that. So what more do you think in terms of solutions, needs to be done for people with autism or any special needs?
Wow, that is a good one. Again, the need is huge. Yes, there is gender-based violence, which is also big. There is cancer. There is so many, I don't know like to call it diseases, but there is a lot out there. But I feel the downfall is respect for our disabilities, respect for our autism, respect for our Down syndrome, the same with fetal. I feel that our special needs community, it doesn't mean it's only me coming from me and my husband because we have a special needs child. I just feel that the community needs to be made aware so that child or adult will be treated with respect. Because at this stage, they will think, oh wow, why is the child screaming? Why is the child crying? But in the meanwhile, it's part of that autism or part of fetal alcohol syndrome. And the staring, gosh, everybody likes to stare at you. You know, this is me and my husband. My husband will hide under a table, not being funny. When somebody looks at me, or not even me, when looks at my child and he was just stimming, I actually go up to them and I said, you know what, my child has special needs, he's got autism. And you know what they say? I'm sorry. You don't have to tell me I'm sorry. Come on. I am, and with my husband and with my family, we are so blessed to have our son and to be special needs, because God blessed you with that child, knowing you can handle it. You can cope with it. Yes, he's testing you by faith. He's testing your energy. He's testing you in every day. But you are blessed with that child. And therefore, with special needs is my passion. Again, it's not because of my son, but I've been doing a lot of medical tourism. I've been in different countries, Senegal, Uganda, Cameroon. I've been there. I've seen it. I've experienced it. And the same with my son. I mean, Joshua was born on the 2nd of April on World Autism Day and diagnosed at age 2. It's a lot of twos involved. And he will be 15 this year. Okay. And we had our fair share. I mean, we've seen it, done it, experienced. You can't tell me nothing, because I've been through it. And you know what? It's a journey. And for us, again, we as parents, myself and my husband, and I always include my husband because he's the strength on my side. Yes, he's the quiet one, I'm the bubbly one, but we balance each other out. And balancing each other out is because of Joshua. And bringing two couples together, or a husband and a wife together, and have that unite makes you much more stronger. And I know for parents it's very sad when you have to find out your child is diagnosed, and this is where we are coming in. I mean, it took us 6 months to actually find out what was wrong with our son. That's what I'm saying. Been there, done it, seen it, the whole shebang. But there was so much with Joshua already when he was born. But knowing and finding out, it's almost like it's a death sentence. It's a death sentence. I mean, the same with cancer. I mean, having a stroke and you're finding out you're half disabled. So when it comes to with the diagnosis and you ask questions, and I think this is also where I have a lot of energy. I like to ask questions. I want to know why. And why did he do this? And why did she do that? And how can I fix it? That type of thing. And when our son Joshua was diagnosed, we didn't stop with it. I mean, we just continued, and we didn't stop. And I said to myself, and I said to my husband, and I was extremely supported by my parents as well, again with my brother and sister and the rest of the family. Don't give up hope on your child, because your child will pick up that energy, and there we go. I mean, when I have a sad day, Josh has got a sad day. So I have to be like a bouncing bunny every day for my son to have a good day at class or at school. So that little bit of hope that you have for your child is where actually myself and my husband started the Nosh for Josh Foundation, because we want to leave a legacy behind for our son. So we as parents is not there one day, Nosh for Josh can still carry on with him and with friends and family that's supporting him. And this is where we're going to share something little bit, which is excited that we want to do on the 2nd of April. But having hope, again, anything is possible.
Wow. Like I said, we could go on. There's just so much there. And we will be back, definitely.
Thank you
for
so much.
Nosh for Josh Foundation, specifically to focus on that and on autism as and Josh, himself as well.
Yes.
So I hope Josh will welcome us back.
I think so too. He loves that.
All
definitely.
Right.
Thank you so much.
No, you're most welcome. And well done. Kudos to you for all you're doing. Like you're saying, it's not just because, for me, I believe that yes, your son has special needs. That's the only reason why you're doing this. No. You could as well just stay at home and just manage your situation and so on. But it goes beyond that. And it's a calling upon your life that yes, you've been blessed with this special child, to then raise an awareness of that area and others, and from there you're meeting other people. So kudos to you and your husband for what you're doing. And we definitely commend you. Awesome. We celebrate you. We appreciate you, and we pray, that God will continue to lift you up.
Thank you so much.
That strength, the favor, the energy, the wisdom, that you need to navigate, all the areas you need to navigate. You'll continue to get that special things. Yes. Doors will open for you. In
appreciate that.
Lots
Receive
of
it.
ways. Yeah, in lots of ways.
Thank you so much.
So you need to just continue to be obedient.
True.
To going beyond, what you've been called for. So now in closing,
yes,
I want to ask you to speak to parents or just general people,
sure,
like what you shared about people staring, people not understanding, what to do, whoever you want to speak to. Just please share any nugget, life lesson, tips, advice, whatever, but just look into the camera to do that for us.
Gosh,
thank you.
I think I spoke a lot. I can still can't continue, but from my side, and actually coming from myself and my husband, once the child is diagnosed, your child's diagnosed, don't give up hope. There is so much help out there. I mean, not only with family or friends, but being supportive as a couple and saying, you know what, we are there for each other. I know there's a lot of couples that break up because of it and they didn't expect that, but don't give up that hope, because I mean, again, God blessed you with that child because He knows you can handle it. And once your child is diagnosed, try and reach out to a support group. I mean, you're not the only one there. I mean, I've met so many parents that has a child with autism or fetal alcohol or Down syndrome. The community is huge. I mean, a few weeks ago, we were just walking at the beach and boom, this lady saw me and she says, "Oh, Sandy's been looking for you." I'm like, "What?" "I think my child's got autism." You know why? Because I remembered what you were telling me back in the days with those little signs and tips. And I said to you know what? You did something good. You reached out. So what I'm saying to other parents, reach out, read up, look up for the signs. Don't be in denial. I know it's very difficult. I mean, your child is diagnosed or not even diagnosed yet. That's another thing. Once your child is delayed in his milestones, his or her milestones, try and see why. And when a person is actually telling you there's something wrong, maybe listen, because you're delaying that child's education and that development. I mean, yes, we caught Josh at age 2, but we did a lot. And I know in our next segment with Nash for Josh, I will share quite a lot of information with Josh's journey. But all I'm saying is, again, and I'm using SO Society of Hope's little quote, once you have hope, anything is possible. So I'm leaving you with that. Thank you.
Oh, that is so touching. Don't give up hope. And
True.
Once you have hope, anything is possible.
Yes.
Reach out. Be supportive as a couple.
Yes.
I think that's
very important.
Really, for either, because if not, the load or the impact on one person, might
That's
not
a lot.
be. Yeah, especially if you're a couple. If you're a single parent,
yeah,
I guess, you still need a network of other people around
Correct.
you to support. Wow, there's so much in there. Don't be in denial.
True.
Don't be in denial.
Denial is a big word. But knowing you're in denial, you're delaying the child's development. And that's why I always say act on your actions. Act on your instinct. I mean, I keep on saying to my husband, Mark, something is not right. And you know what? I know we're almost finished. You follow everything. Once the child is born, you go out of the hospital, you go for the vaccinations, you go to the pediatrician and all of that. But they don't actually prep you for any of this.
No.
That's why it is so big, because once it hits you and that child is being diagnosed, it's like, why me? What did I do wrong in the pregnancy? Is it from my husband's side? Is it from my mother's side? Is it from this side? Whose side is it now? And this is why I want to...
You can start blaming
blaming
each other.
yourself because you're questioning. I mean, I don't like using this word. Have I been cursed? What did I do wrong in my life? Why
and it's
God?
culture. It's
There we
actually
go.
something that, because I know in Nigeria, some part of culture, it's something
It's
that,
there.
it's like, you're even actually told, even
It's
before
all
you think
over.
it. Yeah.
It's all over.
So it's
but
an African,
it's there.
thing.
It's there. But you know what? You just look at, no, you stare it in the face. Just like that. And you're going to tell yourself, I'm not going to allow this to affect me. Because it's going to affect me, it's going to affect my child. So if I don't do this for my child, who's going to do it? Who's going to do it? So live by faith, stay strong, and be focused on your child's life as much as possible.
I commend you. I salute
Sure.
you.
Thank
I
you.
salute you. And I know it's the month of March where we're celebrating the International Women's Day.
Yes.
All over the world. I know we have 2 months we celebrate in South
I
Africa.
love it. Yes.
I know, right? In
Yes.
August and March. So I celebrate you as a woman.
Oh,
well done, for
thank
all
you.
you're doing.
It's a tough one. It's hard.
Very tough. Very tough.
Yes.
Wow. I'm afraid we have to stop there, but we'll be back.
Yes.
Definitely for Nosh for Josh.
Sure.
So you guys look out for the next program. And if you've missed anything that we've spoken about there, it's on demand on YouTube, Facebook, everywhere. So I've had a blessed time just hearing this lady share a story and a journey. And I hope it has inspired you, because it has for me. I keep learning every day. So we hope, you're not alone, reach out to others as well, for them to help you where you struggle. And we thank God.
True.
Remember, God is love. They're sharing their love through food and other means in the community. So, and we thank God for all those who partnered with them, from the Lahik Tofa Foundation to
Kitchen of Kindness, Sweet Fragrance,
Wow,
Woman to Woman.
so
There's
much.
so many that
the
collaborated.
City of Cape Town
City of
as
Cape
well.
Town, yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
So thank you, for believing in their mission and their vision. And we hope and look forward to more for the future. This is Mama K signing off till next time, saying stay safe, healthy, positive, prayerful even. Remember, God is love. God bless.